A History of Te Reo Māori in the English Language in New Zealand. For the first half-century of European settlement, the Māori language was a common way of communicating. Up until the 1870s, government officials, missionaries and other well-known Pākehā spoke Te Reo Māori. Growing up with Māori youth, their children were among the most fluent European speakers and writers of Te Reo, especially in rural areas. Early settlers were dependent on Māori for many things and had to learn to speak the language if they wished to trade. As more settlers arrived, the need for written communication in Māori grew. Missionaries first tried to write down the Māori language in 1814. Professor Samuel Lee of Cambridge University worked with Chief Hongi Hika and his relative Waikato on the written language in 1820. Literacy and better numeracy were two new skills that Māori took up enthusiastically. In the 1820s, missionaries reported that Māori all over the country were teaching each other to read and write. They used materials such as charcoal and leaves, carved wood, and the dried skins of animals when no paper was available. Pākehā were the majority population by the early 1860s, so English became the dominant language of New Zealand. By this time, Te Reo was only spoken in Māori communities that lived separately from Pākehā. Most Pākehā did not understand that the Māori language was an important expression of Māori culture. The language was part of maintaining Māori pride and identity. By the 1920s, only a few private schools still taught Māori grammar. Many Māori parents encouraged their children to learn English and ignore Māori culture. Increasing numbers of Māori people learned only English because they needed it in the workplace or on the sports field. Kōrero Pākehā, speak English, was considered very important for Māori people to succeed. Te Reo Māori was banned in schools, either formally or informally, to make sure that Māori children assimilated into the wider community. Some older Māori still recall being punished for speaking their language. In the mid-1980s, Sir James Henare recalled being punished badly for speaking Te Reo in the school grounds. One teacher told him that if you want to earn your bread and butter, you must speak English. In 1972, three groups began a big change. Ngā Tamatoa, the Young Warriors, the Te Reo Māori Society and Te Huinga Rangatahi, the New Zealand Māori Students Association, petitioned Parliament to promote the language. Māori Language Day was introduced that year and in 1975 became Māori Language Week. 3 years later, New Zealand's first official bilingual school opened at Ruatoki. The Kohanga Reo immersion movement began in 1982 in Lower Hutt. The first Māori-owned Māori language radio station first aired in 1983. In 1987, Te Reo became an official language of New Zealand. Major Māori language programs began around the same time. Many were aimed at young people through the education system. For example, Kura Kaupapa is a primary school system in a Māori language environment. Te Reo is now offered at most New Zealand schools for junior and senior students. According to the New Zealand 2006 census, 24% of Māori could hold a conversation about everyday things in Te Reo. A University of Waikato linguistics professor believes Māori loanwords are part of everyday conversation in New Zealand, which is unusual for a non-dominant language. There are two main reasons for this: the prestige associated with the word and when there is no exact English translation, such as mana. Research indicates the use of Māori loanwords tends to build positive associations with Māori culture. Signs around New Zealand are now usually bilingual as part of the government's commitment to support Te Reo Māori and biculturalism in New Zealand.